What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. In today's video, I have the newest launch from Miss Victoria Beckham. I have all three of the new Satin Kajal Jewel Eyeliners. I'm going to be doing a full review of all three colors, looks with each of them, some daylight swatches, some comparisons, and of course, giving you guys all of my thoughts on this formula and whether or not these are worth it. So if you are interested in hearing more of that, then keep watching. And if this happens to be your first time here, maybe you found me in a Google search or browsing YouTube, then welcome, welcome. My name is Sophia, and this is my channel where we talk about all things beauty and luxury. Every single week, I upload content on all the newest beauty releases, especially those in more of like the luxury, premier, Sephora brand sorts of categories. So if that sounds up your alley, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and you can also click that notification bell to hear about every time I upload a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And if you would also like to support my channel, a great way to do so is shopping through my links. Most of my links are affiliate links, and I always link anything that I mentioned in this video, in addition to the product I'm reviewing, anything that is on my face in that description box down below. All right, friends, let's talk about these new eyeliners from Victoria Beckham Beauty. If you didn't know, if you're new here, or maybe you missed this, I have all the shades of her eyeliners. I actually did a review for you all. I think it was earlier in the year. It might have been like earlier in the winter or the spring, where I did swatches and looks with all of the shades. There have been, I think, 1 or 2, maybe 3 new shades that have been released since then. But if you guys are interested in seeing swatches of most of the collection and kind of just my general thoughts about the formula, I will link that video down below. So as a completionist and as a collector of these eyeliners, of course, I had to pick up these ones to review for you guys. And I know that you're very interested in hearing all of my thoughts. These are called the Satin Kajal Jewel Eyeliners. And the biggest difference with these, and I'm going to show you some close-ups in a second, is that these are a little bit more sparkly, a little more glitz and glam, you know, for the holidays. I think that this is a pretty appropriate holiday release from Victoria Beckham. I don't know if we're going to be seeing anything more, but I'm pretty sure this is one of her best sellers. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I got these on the Victoria Beckham Beauty website. At the time of me filming this video, that is the only place I can find that is selling these. I've noticed that Violet Gray also sells her liners, and slowly they are getting all of the shades. I think they have most of her shades in the regular line, but I don't see the jewel versions up there. If I can find them, I will link them down below so you guys know all of the places where you can get these. These are retailing for $30, and if you're not familiar with these liners, you can save $2 if you opt for the option that doesn't come with the pencil sharpener. The pencil sharpener is great, but if you're like me and you have a lot of these, or even like the Pat McGrath eyeliners, for example, they always come with the sharpener. I just don't need any sharpeners. I usually just order these from now on and save myself the $2. Now, I do want to call out, these are $2 more than the regular Satin Eye Kajals. I don't really know why they're $2 more, but they are. Prices are increasing on everything. I don't know if she's going to be increasing the price of the regular ones, but I do just want to call that out. On the Victoria Beckham website, these are described as long wear glitter eyeliner, and some of the benefits here say infused with vitamin E, hydrating provitamin B5, and calming chamomile. It says it's ocean-friendly pearl derived from mineral-based silica with no microplastics, sharpenable tip for precision application, and this is very important, these are not safe for the waterline because these are glittery and you really don't want to be putting glitter in your waterline. I'll talk a little bit more about the formula in this review, if I think these are irritating, etc. Victoria Beckham is clean beauty, but that doesn't mean that you should be putting glitter in your waterline. So I do want to just call that out. As I was swatching and comparing these with other shades in the line, I did notice there's pretty much like 3 distinct finishes that you can get in this eyeliner. So I want to show you what the difference is between these and the other shades / finishes that you can get. So let me show you a close-up right here. What you're going to see right here is on the top, we have a swatch of Sequin Green. This is one of the new shades. We're going to get into swatches and stuff in a second, but the reason I'm showing you this is I think this will help kind of demonstrate what the finish of these are compared to other colors. So first up, you're going to see the swatch of Sequin Green. Notice how this is noticeably glittery. Next, what you're going to see is a swatch of Sea Gray and also the bronze shade. See how these are shimmery, but they're not glittery? It's more of a metallic formula. Finally, on the bottom there, what you're looking at is a swatch of Cocoa and Merlot. These are more matte. They're not going to be metallic like the bronze shade. They're not going to be glittery like the ones in this collection. They're more matte, and I also noticed that the ones that are matte have a softer, more creamier texture. They don't dry down as much. And so I never tested this, but I sort of hypothesized that maybe those are slightly less wearing than some of the other ones in the collection. So that kind of gives you guys a breakdown of the different finishes that you're getting from each of the Satin Kajals. Now let me dive into the new shades that are a part of this collection. The first shade that we have in this collection is called Gold Lame. This is the lightest shade in the collection, and it is described as a true gold with a golden sparkle. This one, I would say, like, it doesn't have as much of a base. It's supposed to be a metallic gold base with gold glitter mixed in. I would say that this is probably the most noticeably chunky of the three. I'll just tell you flat out, this is actually my least favorite one because it doesn't really have that much of a base color. I'll show you some clips of me applying this eyeliner and you'll notice it doesn't really show up on my skin tone all that much. I think that if it had more of a pigmented gold base, it would just be kind of a richer tone and it would show up a lot more on my skin tone. I do think that if you are tanner than me, which many people are, if you have a deeper skin tone, this is going to pop a lot more. But kind of the only thing that I get from this is gold glitter, and because the base isn't very pigmented, it looks a little bit patchy. What I did to kind of make this work, I want to show you different ways that you also can use these pencils in this video, is I kind of use it almost as like a glitter topper to set my eyeshadows. So here I grabbed my Dior Mirror Quint. I just kind of went in with like the mossy green. And what I did is I scribbled this pencil on top. And then you can really notice the beautiful gold glitter. So if you have any eyeshadow palettes out there that are more of like a satin or a matte perhaps, and you want just a little bit more glitter, you can use these pencils to just sort of scribble on top, add a little bit more shimmer and shine. And I actually really like the way that it looked in the end. But yeah, I kind of do wish that this one was a little bit more pigmented. This is definitely my least favorite out of the three. I am going to show you guys comparisons with each of these pencils up against other shades that are in the Victoria Beckham eyeliner collection. So for Gold Lame, I want to show you a comparison up against the bronze shade. Once again, this is kind of in that metallic type of formula. I think these are different enough that you definitely can have both. The Gold Lame is more of a bright, yellowy, true gold, whereas bronze is a bit deeper. It's a little more sultry. I think when you use bronze, you get a little bit more definition to your lashes without it being a super heavy look. Whereas with Gold Lame, I think this is more of like a brightening shade to the eye. Next up, we have the darkest shade in the collection, and this is called Night Flash. This is described as a slate black with silver sparkle. So the base of it is going to be kind of like a super dark, almost black with a little bit of gray, and then you're getting those silver glitter pigments mixed in. This is very sophisticated. I actually think that this pencil is a really great alternative to black. Like if you're someone that typically uses a lot of black eyeliner, or you want to create more of a smoky look, I think this is a fun way to get something that's pretty similar, but just a little bit more fun, a little bit more sparkle, especially for holiday time. I think that this is pretty nice. And with this eyeliner, I wanted to do more of like a thick, winged out, smokier type of look. So here I just created a really chunky wing, kind of blended it out. I do think with these pencils, if you want to get a super crisp line, I recommend just kind of going in, smudging it up a bit, and then continuing to layer on the pigment until you get a good shape, and then kind of going in with a little brush with some concealer on it to really crisp up the line. Because the formula of these pencils is so creamy, it is hard to get a very precise line. So my recommendation, and the best way to also just kind of set it in place, is to go in and clean it up with a tiny little brush afterwards. I noticed that on the Victoria Beckham website, they have a lot of marketing photos of models with super graphic liner, and my experience with these eyeliners is very different. I think that because these are so creamy, they can kind of go all over the place. So that is my biggest tip if you want to create more of a wing or like a graphic shape with this liner. Taking a look at the comparisons for Night Flash, right here I have Night Flash compared with the shade Black. I also have the shade Navy Noir, and then finally we have the shade Ash. The last shade that we have today is Sequin Green, and this is described as a khaki green with golden sparkle. I think this is the perfect description for this. I almost feel like this is an actual olive tone. For all of my friends that bought the olive shade, but it was a little bit more emerald, it was kind of deeper than we thought it was going to be. If you wanted more of like a khaki olive, then this is going to be the perfect shade for you. Similar to Victoria Beckham's bronze shade, what I like about this is that it's deep enough that it creates some depth and dimension around the lash line, but it's light enough that it's not going to be messy. Unlike Night Flash, I feel like this is more of a medium tone shade. We've got Gold Lame as the lightest shade, then we have Sequin Green right in the middle, and then the darkest one is going to be Night Flash. This is definitely my favorite and what I think is the most wearable shade out of the three. This is the one that I'm wearing on my lashes today. I wore this in a super simple way. I just drew it on my upper and lower lash line, and then I used the little smudger that's on the opposite side to just smudge it into the lash line. But I do want to show you another way that you can use these, and the way that I used it, it was almost like a long wear eyeshadow. So I did a base of like a very neutral eyeshadow. I'm using the Viseart Murray palette, just kind of like some champagne golds, etc. And then I drew it into kind of like a graphic shape on my eye, just following the shape of my eye, creating a little bit of a wing shape. And if you're going to do this, what I recommend is don't be super precise or precious in the beginning. Just kind of scribble it on almost like you would like those La Mercier caviar sticks. These are creamy just like those, but they're gonna have a little bit more stick to them. So scribble it on, take a brush, blend it out until you get something that's very blended, and then you can always go in with an extra layer if you want to give it a little bit more precision. So this is the look that I created with Sequin Green. I actually really like the way that this look came out. I thought it was a little bit different. I will say it was pretty cloudy outside when I was filming these demos, so I bumped up my beauty lights a little bit more so that you guys could see the sparkle. This really, like, this color is super duper pretty and wearable. I think all the colors are beautiful. I really hope that the sparkle is kind of coming across as pretty as it is in real life, but this is another way that you can use these liners. You can kind of just draw them all over the lid. You can put them over shadow, and then of course you can just wear them on the lash line or wing them out just like any other eyeliner. And then for the comparisons for Sequin Green, I want to show you what this looks like up against, of course, the bronze and also the olive shade. So you guys can clearly see here the olive, it's a deeper shade. It's more like an emerald green in my opinion, maybe not quite so bright. I like both of them. I think that both of these colors, actually all of these colors, the bronze, the olive, and the Sequin Green, are really beautiful colors to pair this holiday season. And I think that also these green tones have been very popular this fall and winter. So if you guys have picked up any of those green palettes that have come out this holiday season, these are kind of great colors to layer together. I hope that all those swatches, demos, and comparisons were helpful. Comment down below and let me know which look you like the best. What did you guys think of my techniques? Did you maybe learn a different way that you could use these pencils? But enough of that. Now it is time for my final thoughts. What do I think of these new shades? What do I think of this new formula? I want to talk about the formula first, because the first thing that I want to mention is that this really is the exact same formula except with glitter in it. So if you are a fan of the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal Liners and you maybe already have some in your collection, they work with you, they work well with your eyes and your eyelids, etc., then I think you are going to like these. Like I demonstrated earlier in the video, I do think that some shades are a little bit softer than others, but in general, I think these are very similar to like the metallic textured ones that she has in the current collection. Even though these do have micro glitters in them, I still feel like they glide, they blend well, just like the other ones in the collection. They don't feel scratchy, not at all. They feel very, very smooth to the eye. So if you have sensitive eyes or maybe more mature skin, we don't want to be tugging and pulling the skin around our eyes. So once again, these are very blendable. Sometimes when I go in with something glittery, I'm expecting it to be like super scratchy and irritating, and I do not get that from these eyeliners. Now, because these are essentially the same formula, my opinion on the formula of these eyeliners basically stands the same. If you watch my other review, essentially what I said is that these really are not that long wearing. They're marketed as long wearing eyeliners, but these are just very creamy. They tend to move around a lot. The stuff that is good about these, which is that they're very blendable, they glide on, they're creamy, they're smudgy, they're smoky, is also kind of what is the downside, which is that you just don't get as much longevity from these, but that's okay. I think that these are probably not as well suited for like super defined graphic looks, and they're better for the kind of looks that I tried to show you in this video, in the demonstrations, which is a very easy smudgy looks, maybe thicker wings, kind of layered on top of shadow. I mean, that's why they come with this little smudger, because that's kind of the way that they were designed to be worn. And you know, in response to the fact that you shouldn't wear these in the waterline and they're not waterline safe, I never wear these eyeliners in the waterline because they just don't stay. They don't last. They're gone very, very quickly. So as you can see, I have all of the shades because I do like these eyeliners, but I like them for a specific look. These are not going to be long-lasting waterline type of eyeliners. So for me, the fact that I can't put them in my waterline, it doesn't really matter that much to me because it's not going to last there that long anyway. I also want to mention that I didn't have any irritation from these. I did 3 looks with these, actually 4, because I had to refilm one of them for a specific reason, and then I'm wearing it again today on my eyes. I had no issues with irritation. I was taking my makeup off, putting these back on, and then I wore one of the shades for the rest of the day, went to the gym, I cooked dinner, I did all of my regular skin routine and makeup removal, and I had absolutely no irritation. I do have pretty sensitive eyes and I have seasonal allergies around this time of year, and you can see I have no irritation around my eyes. You know, be careful with any kind of eyeliner, especially with something that has glitter in it. Maybe just test it on the upper lash line in the beginning, but I do want to mention to you guys, I didn't have any irritation. They're not scratchy. I had no allergic reactions to any of the shades in here. So with all of that said, what are my final thoughts on these? My final thoughts are that I think that these are pretty, but personally, I like the metallic finish more. I like that bronze shade. I think the sea gray has a really nice metallic finish. The olive also has a slight metallic finish. I think I prefer that finish just a little bit more than these. At the end of the day, I think if you want to get these, you have to be someone that appreciates glitter. You have to be someone that likes sparkle. And if you don't like sparkle, then my recommendation would be go for the other shades that are already in the line that have more of that metallic finish. Also, why are these $2 more? I don't think these need to be $2 more. Maybe they're a little bit more expensive to produce. I'm not really sure. As a consumer, I don't see that much of a difference. I think they're just as special as the other ones that are in the regular line. I think it really just depends on what kind of tone you're looking for. For me, I really don't recommend Gold Lame. Like I said, I think it looks a little bit chunky, and if you are similar to my skin tone, it's just not going to show up all that much. My favorite one is the green sequin shade. I can see myself getting a lot of use out of this because I think a really nice khaki green with a little gold sparkle, perfect tones for fall, great tones for the holiday season, super easy. They're all very sophisticated, but I think that is going to be the one that I wear the most, and that would probably be the one that I would recommend the most to you all, to my subscribers. I kind of have a feel for what you guys like. I think that's probably going to be the most popular shade and the one that I would recommend the most. So yeah, I think that these are good eyeliners from Victoria Beckham Beauty. I don't have any major qualms with them. They're just not my favorite from the line. They're a little bit higher maintenance just given the glitter and the tones of some of these. My recommendation would be, if you're really interested in these, wait for her Black Friday sale. I remember last year, I want to say she did 20 or 25% off everything on her site, and she also had some really beautiful like eyeliner vaults. I really regret not buying that last year. I changed my mind and I went back and I bought some after the sale was over, and I really regret it. My guess would be like she might even sell all 3 of these in a kit where maybe you save a couple of bucks and then you can get like 20 or 25% off that. But yeah, I know last year she had some really beautiful kits, and that's a really great way to save on these because $30 each for a eyeliner, especially a glitter eyeliner, is kind of a lot. So that would be my recommendation to you. But enough about what I think. What do you think? Comment down below and let me know what you thought of these. What did you think of the looks I created? Were you interested in these? Are you like, ew, no, Sophia, glitter, I hate glitter? I would love to know what you think because a lot of you wanted to hear my thoughts on these. So sound off in the comments down below. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. I will have everything that I mentioned in this video in that description box down below. And if you are still watching this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, then you need to click that subscribe button so you can join our fam. We have so much fun over here. I always do very realistic, candid reviews, very positive community. And if you're not sure, that's okay. You can head on over to my channel page and check out some of the other reviews and other brands that I like to cover. And with that, guys, I hope that you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.